don't work, it makes me look like I look ridiculous. And a bear in my position cannot afford to look ridiculous. Ridiculous. Hello, America. This. Do you know what happened here tonight? What time is it, Funky?
8:30.
8:30. We were supposed to be on the air at 8 o'clock, and we were not on the air. Do you know why? We had a disruption of service. There was a problem with our internet. Why? What is today's topic? Conspiracy theories. Yeah. Someone doesn't want me to talk, doesn't want this information out, so they tried to stop us. But you can't stop Boffo the Bear. So we are here. It's live. It is, what is it, the 23rd of March, 2022. We're here back in beautiful El Segundo by the sea. And the topic of tonight's show is all about conspiracy theories. You know, there are good conspiracy theories, dumb conspiracy theories, all kinds of theories. And we're going to look into some of them tonight. Some of them are complete BS, and some of them, perhaps, may be true. We'll be talking to you live on the phone line later on, and you'll be talking about some of the conspiracy theories that you happen to believe in. I have one that I think has got to be true, but no one talks about it. And the proof in the pudding that these are viable things to discuss is we were kept off the air for 30 minutes. But now we are here, we are live. Everyone just take a deep breath. Okay, so welcome to the program once again. As I said, it's March 23rd, 2022, about 8:35, and we are here once again with Boffo Show live right here on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and the other one. What's the other one that we're on? Twitter, TikTok, we're everywhere. Anywhere you can be on the internet, we are there. And we're talking about conspiracy theories, and this goes all through the culture. Take a look at this. Last week, there are cameras all over the International Space Station. That's the ISS, International Space Station. And they have outward-facing cameras so that they can see all the things on the space station. Take a look at what they photographed last week. Now, what is that? Huh? What is that? That's a cigar-shaped glowing orb in space right next to the space station. Show them the video, Funky. Now, this is a video that was on NASA's live feed. If you go to nasa.gov, there are constant video feeds from all the cameras that are on the International Space Station, the ISS. What is that? It's clearly there. The astronaut chatter, they reversed the polarity there so it sticks out more. The astronaut chatter started to pick that up, and then all of a sudden, boom, the feed cuts out. Suspicious? Yeah. And this was a pretty large UFO in relation to the size of the U.S. Throw the other picture up there. So you know that's a big ISS, and it's a pretty large photo. What is it? NASA's not talking. Astronauts are not talking. The internet is talking. People pointed that out. Now, would I be surprised that there were contacts from other civilizations here on Earth? No. There's billions and billions and billions of planets all throughout the universe. Why do we think we're special? I mean, just go to the store and you'll see that we are certainly not the top of the food chain in this solar system, let alone in this universe. Speaking of flight, people go crazy on airplanes. Last week, a guy charged the cockpit on an American Airlines flight trying to break into the cockpit because he said he saw something on the wing. It's like that old Twilight Zone episode with William Shatner. By the way, happy birthday, Bill. He just turned 91 this week. Happy birthday to Captain Kirk, William Shatner. So this guy is sitting on an American Airlines plane, and he looks on the window, and he sees that there's something. He freaks out. He starts screaming and yelling. He tells the flight attendant. The flight attendant tells him to shut up. Then he pushes the flight attendant aside and runs up, and he's going to break into the cockpit to stop him. The flight attendant bangs him in the head with a coffee pot, and that knocked him down. While the whole time he is talking about, there's something on the wing, there's something on the wing. What is that about? Nobody knows. They hush it up. They keep us off the air, but we are back and we are talking about it. Bugs. We've had 2 years of COVID. People are scared about that kind of thing. Now, there's a rumor, a conspiracy theory, that flying magical spiders are going to descend from the sky and cover the entire East Coast. Now that to me sounds crazy. Show them that thing. Flying spiders. Flying spiders falling out of the sky, covering the entire East Coast. I don't know how they're going to survive when they hit the ground in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So all of these conspiracies, all of these ideas are floating out there on the internet, and either they're all bad, they're all good, or it's a mix of some. So what I did, I wanted to gather the top 10 conspiracy theories. Yeah, go ahead.
It's time once again for News from the Metaverse. Here are the top 10 conspiracy theories in the Metaverse. So I'm going to relay them to you. Top 10 conspiracy theories in the Metaverse. Number 1, Loch Ness Monster is really the ghost of a dinosaur, and he's haunting the lake. People believe in ghosts. People believe in Loch Ness Monster. It was inevitable that those people would eventually find themselves and come up with their new conspiracy theory. I love that. Here's another one. Toothbrushes are larger to sell more toothpaste. I don't think that's a conspiracy at all. That's truth. Toothbrushes used to be tiny, teeny, tiny little things. Now, you can barely get them in your mouth. Why? It takes more toothpaste to butter them up in the morning. More toothpaste, higher stock prices for Procter & Gamble. Here's another one. The Earth is flat. Now, the irony here is the people that are talking about the Earth being flat are talking about it on the internet. And the internet only exists because of geosynchronous satellites circling the globe so that everyone can communicate. Number 4, KFC. Someone says they can prove that one of the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices is actually a secret chemical that makes you crave the chicken every 2 weeks. Makes sense to me, right? Conspiracy theories 5 through 10, someone took them. No one knows where they are. That's the biggest conspiracy in the Metaverse. What is the Metaverse? I don't know. News from the Metaverse.
Yeah, 5 of the top 10 conspiracy theories gone. No one knows where they are. Now, a lot of those theories are nuts. I happen to have a theory. It's not my theory. It's a theory that I found, ironically, on the interweb that I think is 1,000% true. Now, you've heard about these idiots running around saying, oh, the Earth is flat. Flat Earth theory. The Earth is flat. As I just said, it would be impossible to talk about that on the internet if indeed the Earth is flat. The Earth is a globe. Everyone knows it. We've seen it. We've landed on the moon. People, get over it. However, no one's talking about the true theory, which is the flat sun theory. Now, take a look at this first slide. If the sun were in fact a sphere or a globe like the Earth, the amount of energy coming off the sun would be different, right? If you're looking at the equator of the sun to the equator of the Earth, that's a straight line for the energy. That's at 100%. NASA measures that. But if you go to the edges of the sun, the apparent edges of the sun, if it was a globe, the energy would be much less, right? Because most of the energy is going out. It's not coming directly to us. So they estimate it would be about 3 or 4%. However, go to the next slide. NASA has tested these things with the new Solar Explorer. What's the name of the Solar Explorer? I think it's Cassini. They sent a probe to the sun to probe the sun, and they've tested the amount of solar energy coming towards the Earth, and whether the energy is coming from the center of the sun or the edges of the sun, it's 100%. It's the same, and that could only be possible if the sun were a disk, like a pancake or a giant frisbee in the sky on fire. Now, I realize the idea of a giant frisbee in the sky on fire may sound insane. But when it first came out, wasn't peanut butter and jelly in the same jar considered insane? Of course it was. But now you can get goobers in any store in America. It's all there. So what I'm asking you to do is think about it logically, scientifically. Do your own research. It makes sense. If there's no fall off of energy when you get to the margins of the sun, that tells you that it's just a flat frisbee, a flat fire. Think of it, the way I think of it is, it's like the exhaust pipe of the universe, right? Have you ever put your face up real close to the exhaust pipe of like a 68 Mercury? And there's all kinds of ba 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 ba. You cough and it doesn't sound good. But you're getting all the energy coming out. That's what the sun is. I think it is the exhaust pipe of another universe, right? We live in the multiverse. I'm in the metaverse. So if there are more than one universes, basically our Earth is powered by the butthole of another universe. That's my theory. NASA proves it. The science proves it. Wake up, people. Our Earth, our globe, all the energy here on Mother Earth is supplied by the bunghole of another universe. You've heard the term black hole? The sun is a fiery bunghole from another universe. Let's call it Universe B. And that's where we get our sustenance. Boom! Mind blown, right? But it's true. All right, listen. I'm sure some of you watching the show have your own theories. You can give us a call at, what's our number here? It is 323-9000-911. Give us a call, and I want to hear your theory. I want you to explain it to me and defend it to me, and I will play devil's advocate. All right, we already got a phone call. All right. Hey, this is Boffo. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Oh, hi. Okay, you sound like you sound really small. It's a little hard to hear. Hold on. Okay, I think I got it. Hello?
I'm about 480, 485. If you know what, listen on your phone. Don't listen. Don't watch the computer. Listen on your phone.
What's your name? Listening on the phone. Hi, my name is my name is Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Hi. What's your conspiracy theory? What do you believe that everyone thinks you're crazy for believing?
Okay, this is gonna kind of sound a little small scale compared to your sun theory. All right.
The flat sun theory. I should be selling T-shirts. Yeah.
Okay, but I firmly believe goblins are real.
Goblins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Define for me what is a goblin. How is a goblin different than some other kind of creature?
Okay, goblins are like little green people with like elf ears. They steal gold. They steal money. That's a goblin.
They steal money. From who?
From everyone, everything. Humans.
So like when you lose your keys, a goblin took it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's a global problem. I mean, have you ever wondered why why all these countries are in debt? Goblins did it.
Yes. The goblins are taking money from the treasury? Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. The U.S. dollar isn't even backed by gold anymore. Goblins took all the gold.
Right. So you're saying the U.S. dollar is backed by goblins?
No, the U.S. dollar isn't backed by gold anymore because the goblins took all the gold. There's no more of it. Government doesn't want you to know that.
Okay. No, they don't want you to know that. Which it's probably true, right? I mean, I'm getting all twisted up just hearing about this.
Yeah, it's a big issue. Obviously, they don't want us to know about it because that would be terrible.
And is this a theory that you made up yourself? Or this is a theory that you heard somewhere else?
No, this is real. They're coming for Bitcoin next.
Sure they are. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you for sharing. You haven't really given me any proof, though. I mean, just how can you prove? Do you have a picture of a goblin? Do you have a video of a goblin? Has a goblin ever given you a hickey to a high school party?
Okay. There are like videos of online of like goblins like running around, like not in the West, but in the East. They're more popular in the East, but they're coming over. Just search it up.
Why would they be more popular in the East than they are in the West?
Oh, well, that's where all the like medieval stuff came from, right?
Oh, you mean like China East, not New York East?
Sorry, what was that?
When you're saying East, do you mean like China or New York or what's your frame of reference?
No, like Europe and stuff like that.
Europe, okay, sure. Yeah. Goblins come from Europe. That's your theory.
Yeah.
And half of Europe is broke, so I guess maybe the goblin stealing the money theory could be correct.
They're stealing everyone's money.
Okay. All right, well, I hope they don't get your money, Mike. Thank you very much for calling. And keep an eye. We're going to put up a poll after this show. All the people that watch the show can vote on which they think is the most real or the most authentic conspiracy theory. And whoever comes up and talks to me and has the best theory is going to win a trip to Cancun next week. So that's your theory. Goblins.
Yeah. Goblins.
Take your money. That's from Mike.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, Mike. All right. So see, folks, there are a lot of what happened with the invent of the internet is that people are able to communicate that we're not able to communicate before. So you got one nutball who's got an idea in Georgia, another nutball's got one in Tennessee, and someone in Manchester, England. Now they can communicate and share information. And when you share information, people get smarter or crazier. Someone does not want us on the air tonight. We're tweaking somebody's nose. We're getting information out there that they don't want out there. Who is they? I don't know. Maybe it's the people that put those stickers on pillows, right? How do they know if you're going to take it off or not? They don't. So we've talked about a bunch of crazy theories. Mike's theory with the gremlins stealing money. How many gremlins would there have to be in the world to be able to, every time you lose your keys or your wallet, for them to be there to pick it up? Plus, I think you'd see them. Plus, half the time, people lose their glasses. They're on top of their heads. It's always the last place you look. Our number is 323-9000-911 if you have a conspiracy theory you'd like to share. If you missed mine, one word for you: flat sun. Show the pictures again, Barry. Flat sun. Whoops. Blocking my whole head. There we are. All right, so if the sun were a globe, right? From the equator, the energy would be 100% coming to Earth. But from the north and the south pole of the sun, we would get less energy because most of it is going off. NASA, the Cassini probe, the sun probe, that's not Cassini. There's a thing that they sent to the sun to probe it. And they found that the energy is uniform from the whole disk of the sun, whether it's at the edges or in the middle. 100%, 100%. That could only be true if, in fact, the sun was flat. A giant, flying, fiery disk like a frisbee in the universe. It's the tailpipe of another universe. This is Boffo. Who's this?
This is Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca. How are you?
I've returned.
You've returned from where?
From the last time I was here.
Oh, well, it's good to have you back. What do you think of my flat sun theory? And please be honest.
I'm no scientist, but I suppose it could be possible.
Well, yeah, the facts and the figures and the numbers that I'm using are from NASA, right? They're saying they measure the energy in joules, the same, solar panels work on energy from the sun. And you get less energy in the winter than you do in the summer. And that would be true with the numbers that the NASA is measuring from the sun if the sun were a globe. But the numbers that they're measuring from the sun are uniform. There's no fall off, which proves.
So my question about that, right? So if you think the sun is a disk, and I'm not saying this is factually incorrect, but like how would we account for the reflection that bounces off the moon? If we get the light from the sun that bounces off the moon, which bounces back toward us, that's how we can see the moon.
Right. No, it's the same thing because of where the sun is oriented. The moon is very close to the sun. Okay. It's like having one giant light bulb in your room. It doesn't affect the actual sun. You see this lamp over here, right? Pretend that's the sun, right? Where is it? The lamp is over there. That white lamp, all right? That's the sun. So the moon and the earth, we're going around the sun. And the energy should change, but it doesn't. So whatever is reflecting the sunlight, reflecting off the moon, wouldn't change regardless of whether the sun were a globe or a flat flaming frisbee. See what I'm saying?
Yes, but also what about gravity? Because gravity is what effectively forms things into like balls of space.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking the sun. I'm not thinking. The numbers, the facts, and these are NASA's numbers. These are NASA's figures. Those numbers basically prove that it is a circular disk of fire. And the part I'm adding to it is I think it's the exhaust pipe of another universe. It's like riding behind a Mustang in traffic. Right?
Well, I suppose we can't really prove if anything's on the other side, because if you can't go through the sun, you die.
Exactly. What I'm saying is if you go around and you peek around the backside of the sun, what's there? Is it a black hole? Is it a tube connecting to another universe? Or does it just say, you know?
If it's a disk, if it acts like a piece of paper, then like the piece of paper would be like where the entrance to the other universe would be. So I would think it would look the exact same on the other side as well. So like you have to go in, but you'd never know.
Right. It's like a black hole. No one knows what happens when you fall into a black hole because you get crushed by the gravitational forces. So
we've never tried it.
the reverse of a black hole would be a not black hole, which is the sun. A fiery hole.
The fiery hole.
So maybe I should call it the fiery hole theory. The bright hole theory, the fiery hole, the flat sun theory. I call it the flat sun theory, frankly, just to, stick it to the flat earth people who I think are idiots. You're not a flat earth person, are you, by any chance?
I am not, no.
No, you're very intelligent. What do you have any theory of your own you would like to share with the audience?
I do. I don't know if it's the most original, but as a person in the animation industry myself, I like to think that this is real because it's just kind of fun to think about.
It sure is, yeah.
So I think Frozen, the movie Frozen by Disney was made so that like whenever you search Disney Frozen on Google, that it would stop coming up with the conspiracy theory that they froze Disney's head and like stored it in the basement.
That is a hilarious theory. So you think, because the rumor used to be that when Walt Disney died, they froze his head and they stuck it in some cryogenic chamber somewhere in Arizona. And people would make fun of, let's have a Walt-sicle, blah, 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 blah. So people would Google Frozen Disney. So they called the new movie Frozen to throw people off the track.
Exactly. See, if you search
That
Frozen
is
Disney now,
brilliant.
you won't come up with a theory. It's all the movie stuff, and they were geniuses.
Yes, that is brilliant, Rebecca. That, you know what? That may be more favorite to me than my flat, fiery sun theory. That is brilliant. We'll call it the Disney Frozen theory. That is very clever, Rebecca, and you're right. Those of you at home that are watching on your computers, do it right now. Google Frozen Disney and see what comes up. Any pictures of Walt Disney's severed frozen head?
I haven't even tried it, but I bet it's not the conspiracy
right.
theory. I don't think I've heard
think you're
anyone
right.
talk about that original theory that they froze Disney's head in like a decade at least.
Yes, since the movie came out.
Exactly.
Wow. Rebecca, make sure you email me at boffothebear@gmail.com, your email address, because if you do win our best conspiracy theory of the week, you're going to go to Cancun on us for 4 nights, and I want to be able to make sure we can get in contact with you. There it is. See, there's a thing
Okay,
right
yeah,
there that
I
tells you
will.
who it is. That's a great theory. Frozen Disney. Thanks for calling, Rebecca.
Thanks. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
bye-bye. You too, bye-bye. You see, these people that work in animation, you think they're just cartoonists. No, they're very clever people. Very clever people. Supposedly, there's some really cool things happening in animation. And Rebecca's at the forefront of that. All right, so far we've got the Gremlins took my wallet. We've got flat sun or fiery sun or tailpipe sun. And we got Rebecca's theory, frozen Disney, to throw people off the track from Googling Walt Disney's Frozen Head. If you've got a theory, you can call us at 323-9000-911. There are the proliferation, I think, of conspiracy theories is directly resulted to the rise of the internet. Before the internet, there was really no way for people to communicate these ephemeral ideas, right? If you had a crazy idea, you were stuck in your basement, you'd tell your parents, and your parents would ship you off to boarding school because they thought you were nuts. But now, all those kids that would have been shipped off to boarding schools because they were nuts years ago can all connect on the internet and share their ideas, and the dumb ideas get weeded out, and a stronger theory eventually coalesces around the best ideas. So the internet does actually have some good use for humanity and planet Earth. I think conspiracies could be one of those. I know what you're saying. Oh, all conspiracies are BS. Really? Then why we were 30 minutes late getting on the air today? We tweeted out earlier today, hey, tonight's show is all about conspiracies. Make sure you're there at 8 o'clock sharp. We don't go on the air till 8:30. We were here. We were ready. We were doing the show. It just wasn't getting out. They didn't want you to hear it. They didn't want you to see it. But I am here. Yes. Fighting for freedom and information. And a tasty load of salmon every once in a while. Is that so bad? 323-9000-911 is the phone number if you have a theory, a conspiracy theory, or an idea that you think is actually plausible enough to win yourself a trip to Cancun. If you don't, I'm just going to assume that means that you think my flat sun theory is brilliant and the best theory that you've heard tonight. Although, you know what? Quite frankly, Funky, I think Rebecca's theory is, first of all, it's more easily testable. I don't know how we would test the tailpipe theory of sun because, as she said, you get so close to the sun, you burn up and you die. The Google theory with Disney, we can check, we can test, we've been testing it, and it doesn't indeed work. 323-9000-911 is our phone number. We're here each and every week at 8 p.m., give or take, Pacific time, Wednesday night, doing shows. Last week, we had some great guests on the program from the Comic-Con. We had Harvey the Loki. We've had Fred Tatasciore, who voices the Hulk, and Yosemite Sam. We had Phil Lamar, who is Samurai Jack. He's also Hermes on Futurama, which is coming back. Coming up in the weeks to come, we've got Maurice LaMarche from Pinky and the Brain. We've got Candy Milo from Dexter's Labs. We have Debbie Derryberry from Jimmy Neutron and a bunch of other shows. So we interviewed a lot of people at the last LA Comic-Con, and we'll be sprinkling these interviews in the show as we move along. But tonight was going to be all about conspiracy theories, weird ideas that people have. And not necessarily weird. Weird is kind of a judgy term. Offbeat. Things that when you tell people, sometimes they go, oh, okay, sure. And then they start backing away from you, so that you don't hurt them. This is an open forum. I'll listen to any idea that you have, and if I think it's, you have to defend it, as Rebecca did brilliantly, I think. She really made it clear what her theory was and how it was testable. I give her high marks for that. If you have an idea, you can call us at 323-9000-911. And if you don't, that's just more proof that the man is trying to keep us quiet. Doesn't want people to know about. We may not. Do we even know if we're going out on the interweb right now? We think we are, but that could be part of the plan. Oh, let's convince Boffo that he actually is going out on the YouTube and the Twitter and the Twitch and the TikTok and the Instagram. But in fact, I'm just talking to myself in my penthouse here in beautiful El Segundo by the Sea, which is not bad. Things could be worse. All right, we got another phone call. Hey, this is Boffo. Who's this?
Hey, it's Mighty Monster Colin. How are you?
Mighty Monster Colin. Thanks for calling in. What's your theory, Colin? Where are you calling from, first of all?
Baltimore, Maryland, USA.
Boston, Maryland?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, the Inner Harbor. I performed at the comedy club there at the Inner Harbor years ago. This is before COVID.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. How's Baltimore? How are things there? People coming out of the shells, coming out of their COVID hibernation?
Yeah, people are starting to come out of their hibernation. Now the cases are going down out here.
Good.
So
Stay safe.
humans and crabs alike, I guess.
Right. Well, the coronavirus did migrate to different species. Deers have it, cats have it, dogs have it. It's trans species.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the numbers are coming down. People seem to be healthy and safe right now, which is good. We can get back to a real life and respect the science and all that. What's your big conspiracy theory, Colin?
My big conspiracy is that monsters are evil. Here's what I think.
Well, hold on, Colin. Everybody knows monsters are evil. That's not a groundbreaking idea. If they weren't, the term monster implies evil.
Well, not all monsters are evil.
Name me one monster that isn't evil.
Well, there's Godzilla.
Godzilla is evil.
He
steps on buildings and eats people and flames them out. How is that not evil?
I'm not. I mean, not all monsters are evil.
Okay.
Most of us.
Give me
monsters
one
are
monster
pretty cool.
who is not evil.
Well, I can't say me because I'm not exactly famous, but
And you're a human. You're not a monster, as far as I know. If you're a monster calling in, our ratings are going to go through the roof.
well, well, I mean, I am a 30-inch tall monster after all.
You're a 30-inch tall monster named
Yep.
Colin. Well, far be it from me to coach your monsterness, Colin, but the name Colin does not really engender a lot of terror or fear. When you hear the word Godzilla, you're frightened right off the bat. But if someone said Colin the monster's coming, I would say, get him a beer. He can watch the game with us.
Yeah, and that's why I think not all monsters are evil. I think us monsters are pretty chill. I mean, granted, not a lot of monsters, usually get out with humans.
Right.
But it's. I don't think us monsters
All
are
right,
that bad.
I'll give you that. Not all monsters are evil. Is that your theory?
Yep.
Well, I got to be honest with you. It's not as good as Rebecca's theory. Can't test it. I'm taking your word for it that you're not evil. I believe easily that you're a monster, a 30-inch tall monster. But the fact that you're not evil, how am I supposed to know? Maybe you're just being very nice right now. And if I were to catch you at 7 o'clock on Friday morning, you'd be evil.
Well, that's probably because I'd be grouchy and hadn't had my coffee yet.
Right.
That's probably what it is.
Okay, so what you're saying is all monsters without coffee are evil. Monsters with a nice cappuccino and maybe a biscotti, they're fine.
Sure.
All right. Okay. All right, Colin. Well, that's a good theory. As theories go, it's hard to prove it. What we try and do is use the scientific method here. And part of the scientific method is any hypothesis has to be testable. Otherwise, it's not a hypothesis. It's just bullshit. That's the difference. So how would we test your theory that not all monsters are evil?
Well, I mean, as you said, there are some movies out there, See,
Like what? Godzilla, evil. King Kong, evil. Frankenstein, evil. Jaws, evil.
Yeah.
Well, not Jaws isn't evil. He's just eating people, which is what sharks do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a point of view thing.
Even though it might not be proven, I think it's something to really think about.
All right. Well, let's go back to your monsterhood, Colin. First of all, the name, you got to change the name. Also, your voice is not very frightening. Can you give me your monster sound? Like if you were desiccating a city, what would it sound like? That's, that sounds that sounds like you're coughing up a loogie. It does not sound like you're ruining a city, Colin.
My voice acting skills need work. I will say that.
Let's work on your name. What would be a good name, a good monster name for Colin, Funky? Because Colin is not a good. Colin is the name of a busboy, or I'm your waiter, Colin. You get unlimited breadsticks and salad here at Olive Garden. It's not a monster name, right? If you the original Frankenstein movie, what do you call him? Colin. No one's scared of that.
Nope. Not that scary at all. Horrible name. Definitely changing.
You know what would be a terrifying name for you, Colin, as a monster?
That would not be terrifying
Kevin,
one bit.
the
Sounds like a human name.
Well, so does Colin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How about Agnor?
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Kind of evil, isn't it? Agnor, the 30-inch monster. And you're 30 inches tall. You're 30 inches around. What's that measurement?
30 inches tall.
Okay. All right. So you're about as tall as a desk.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, maybe about half a desk.
Half a desk. Okay.
At least the one I have here.
Okay. Well, sure. You would have a smaller desk. Do you have a job? How do you pay your bills? The monster.
Well, I don't really have a job yet. I'm looking. I'm more of a long-term guest.
You're a long-term guest.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you're like the monsterness that you have is you're like someone that, hey, can I crash on your couch a couple nights, and then you're still there 6 months later. Now that is terrifying.
Yep.
A house guest that won't leave.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That one guest that just won't leave.
Right. That is terrifying. I like that. Knock, knock. The guest that won't leave. Hey, who ate my cereal? I had 3 beers in the fridge and now they're gone. Cut to Colin on the couch. Okay, Colin. I think we fixed your monsterhood. So now you're Knock, the 30-inch monster who won't leave your house. That's terrifying. Am I right, Funky?
Yeah.
Yes, of course I am. Yeah. You would agree to anything at this point, right? All right. Well, thanks for calling, Colin. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate it. And, call back after you've raised a city or something. And
Definitely.
Share pictures with us if you would. I would like to see some of your destruction. That would be very entertaining for me.
I'll do what I can with the pictures, but I'll definitely.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, Colin. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Good night. Wow. What a plethora of theories we have. Hey, this is Boffo the Bear. Who's this?
Hey, it's Vinny.
Hey, Vinny. How you doing?
Doing good. And you?
I'm doing good. I'm fine. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Where you calling from, Vinny?
I'm calling from New York. I'm the guy that's called about baseball that one time.
I know. You were a sportscaster and
Yeah.
did a really bad version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Let's be honest. Your heart wasn't in it.
Hey, it was like midnight over here.
Well, yeah, but if you're a sportscaster, you should be able to sing that song at 4 o'clock in the morning and still give it a little vigor.
Yeah, that's true. But how have you been anyway?
I've been first of all, we've had a lot of trouble tonight getting our show just on the air because they don't want this information out. They want to suppress our conspiracy theories, but we have triumphed.
Oh, wait, listen. Conspiracy theories, Boffo. You're telling me that you put on your tinfoil hat and now you think 9/11 was an inside job or whatever?
No. First of all, I don't wear a tinfoil hat because it would ruin my beautiful hair. And no, 9/11 was not an inside job. It was an outside job because those buildings, that's where they were. No, we've just been talking about a bunch of different conspiracy theories. My personal conspiracy theory is that the sun is flat. And it's the exhaust pipe of another universe. We live in a multiverse, right?
Did you say the sun is flat?
Yeah. According to NASA's data, the sun has to be a flat disk of fire in the sky. That's NASA talking, not me.
Well, everyone keeps talking about the flat Earth theory, but I'm surprised more don't latch onto the flat sun theory. That's an
That's what I'm
interesting one.
saying. I mean, we can prove that the Earth is round. We've circled the Earth and the Moon. We know that they are globes. They are spheres in the sky. No one's been on the backside of the sun. No one's seen the backside of the sun. You know why? Because it doesn't exist. I think it is. You know what a black hole is? This is the obverse of a black hole. A black hole, everything goes in. So if there's a black hole where everything goes in, and it's a tube, there must be the other end of a tube where everything comes out. And because it's been compressed because of gravity, the heat increases and it turns into fire and brimstone. And that's what the sun is. That's my
Another question. Hey, Boffo.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion on who you should interview next?
I would love that, Vinny. Who should we interview next?
You should interview Frank Welker. You know, many people were upset that he didn't get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame despite being in the industry for 50 years. And even though people asked him about it and he declined, I still think, you know, he absolutely deserves to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I think it would be a huge honor to have such a legend in the industry speaking with you, because I can't think of anyone else.
Here's the thing with Frank. Frank and I are actually friends. We used to go on fishing trips up to Alaska and do salmon fishing every year. He's a very talented actor, voice actor, very talented. Has been from Hanna-Barbera. He's been in the industry forever. But he is the most unassuming, fame-averse person I've ever met. We did a show at the Comic-Con in 2019, and we wanted to give Frank an award, and he was like, "No, I don't want it. I don't want to come. I don't want to be there. I don't want. He doesn't like it when it's about him." I'll ask him again because I would love to talk to him.
Oh yeah,
but I can tell you right now, Frank is
Frank's very humble though. Fame. I've noticed that many people that are into animation, into voice acting, they're kind of like the opposite of Frank. Well, Frank's very, very unassuming and very doesn't want to be in the picture. A lot of the people that that are getting into animation are very big voice actors. They want voice actors to be in the center of the attention because oftentimes they feel like they're being neglected by Hollywood and whatever. And Frank is part of a different generation where that was kind of the opposite was embraced. And I think nowadays people want to see voice actors get as much recognition as like regular live action actors. And honestly, I can't blame them.
Hey, you are preaching to the choir, Vinny. Absolutely. I think Frank he's hilarious. He's a very sweet man. He's super talented. And I'll ask him again. I would love to talk to him. I mean, I could ask him about everything from Scooby-Doo to now. And I'm just trying to temper your expectations a little bit, Vinny, that I don't think Frank's going to jump at the opportunity to be on a show where he's interviewed. He's a very private person.
Well, I do have another suggestion, and then other than voice actors.
Vinny.
Well, and besides, voice actors, I'd love you to interview YouTubers. One I really want you to interview, this guy, Chris Bratt. He's sort of like you. He's also blue like you, except, he's a rat.
Stinky Blue Rat.
Yes,
Yeah.
Stinky Blue Rat.
I would love to have Stinky Blue Rat on the program.
Yeah.
We're gonna hook that up with him. We'll zoom him in because I know he doesn't live here in beautiful El Segundo by the sea. We'll reach out to him. We would love to have him. I would like to just interview the rat, the Stinky Blue Rat.
I will also say, when it comes to him, one time I actually emailed him a figurine, and I actually emailed it at Stinky Blue Rat.
Yeah, it's a good email.
I literally mailed it, and they are looking at me weird. I still put it in anyway. It's funny as hell, but.
Well, Vinny, thank you so much for these great ideas. I hope you're writing these down, Funky. We got to call Frank Welker. We got to call Stinky Blue Rat. Yeah.
Frank Welker. And
what else?
One more suggestion. I suggest you interview. I want you to get Tom Kenny, SpongeBob himself. That's the #1 voice actor other than Frank Welker. I want you to get. Okay,
Vinny. So you want Frank Welker, Tom Kenny, and Stinky Blue Rat?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. You want fries with that?
Oh, I always want fries with that. But what toppings in the fries? Or just fries themselves? The nice
chili, cheese, and some onions. So at about 2 o'clock in the morning, your butt will light up like the flat sun.
Oh, can't wait for that. That's going to be absolutely exciting. That'll get my bowels going like, it's an inferno.
Yeah, it will. All right, well, thanks for calling, Vinny. Always good to hear your voice.
Anytime. And yes, I'll sing again if you take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get that footage. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Or it's one, two, three strikes, you're out in the old ball game.
Yeah! Good job, Vinny. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. If you watch our show, Vinny was on a couple weeks ago, and I asked him to sing that song, and it was like he was dead. He did not sing it well, so I think he called back because he wanted to revive and fix his reputation, which you did. Well done, Vinny. It's going to be a hard phone call to follow. Who we got on the line now? Hello, this is Boffo. Who's this? Hello? I heard the phone ring. Are you playing possum? Are you a monster? Is this Kevin the monster calling? Oh, you hung up fine. I understand. Getting on the phone with someone as, well, famous and huge as I am can be very daunting and scary for you. That's our number, 323-9000-911. We've been talking about conspiracy theories all night long. I think we're about to wrap it up. What time is it, Funky?
20 after.
20 after. All right, we've been on a good long time. We want to, again, I was going to say, we want to apologize that we were late, but it was not our fault. We were here. We were doing the show. It just wasn't getting out. Why wasn't it getting out? Because we were talking about conspiracy theories. And we had a lot of great conspiracy theories on the show tonight. We had Rebecca's frozen Disney theory. We had the Gremlins, or someone's stealing your money. The Gizmos? Wasn't Gremlins, was it? So go back, scrub back on the tape, and it's some kind of monster that begins with a G. We have Vinny's theories, and we have my theory, the flat sun theory, of which I think that one makes the most sense, if not Rebecca's theory about the frozen Disney. We are here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, going live, taking your phone calls, interviewing famous stars. Hopefully soon we'll get some of those people that Vinny wants on the show. I know we do have Maurice LaMarche and Candy Milo and Debbie Derryberry and a bunch of other people that'll be on the show in the coming weeks. We thank you, as always, for watching. Make sure you follow me here on Twitter and Twitch and TikTok and Instagram. I'm Boffo the Bear everywhere. And I thank you for watching us. I'm Boffo. Good night, everybody.